Hello guys, this is Mr. Yusuf again, and in this online session we're gonna study the OL English in the Hello book. We're gonna continue and study Unit 14. Unit 14 talks about the new wonders of the world. The wonders of the world are like the Great Pyramid of Giza, the Lighthouse of Alexandria, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Do you know the Hanging Gardens of Babylon? It was like a very tall building and with a garden, a very big garden at every level, which was fascinating at that time. Of course, only one of the original wonders of the ancient world is still standing, which is the Great Pyramid at Giza, the biggest one. All the others vanished. So now people are writing a new list of wonders. That's why we said new wonders of the world. So a new list of wonders has been written. Has been written? Has, and then been, which is, this is been, which is the past participle of be, right? And then written, which is the past participle of write. Why did I use these verbs? Why didn't I say a new list of wonders was written? Because this is something really important, something extremely important. So I used the present perfect passive. This is the present perfect passive, like this. Plans have been made for the next class trip. I used the present perfect passive to talk about recent events, experiences, something very important. So plans have been made. What is the structure? We use have or has as a helping verb, and then the past participle of be, which is been, and then the original verb of the sentence in the past participle form. Super easy. The next date hasn't been decided. The same. How can you ask questions? You put the helping verb, which is have or have, before the subject, and you put the question mark. That's it. Let's answer some questions. We write the sentences in the present perfect passive. Come on, grab your books. I'm going to wait for 10 seconds. Grab your books and write down after me. Number 2. Someone has drawn a picture. So a picture has been drawn in my diary. Number 3. Number 2 again. A picture has been drawn in my diary. Number 3. Our school has won the competition. The competition has been won by our school. Number 4. Archaeologists have found an ancient building in the desert. An ancient building has been found in the desert by archaeologists, right? Okay, let's continue. Number 5. We have collected a lot of money for the charity. A lot of money has been collected. Of course, we're going to say has. Like here, an ancient building has been found. Because ancient building, this is singular. Here, a lot of money has been collected for the charity. They have planted trees. Trees have been planted along the river, and so on. This is called the present perfect passive. Okay, let's get back to the text. We said that a new list has been written, right? Okay. The Taj Mahal in India is one of the places on the new list. This is the Taj Mahal. It's a white marble monument. Marble is a kind of stone that is usually pink or white, built in 1633 by the ruler of India. Ruler means governor or the king or the emperor or the president, to remember his wife. Wow. The monument was completed in 1648, but it took another 5 years to complete the fountains. Fountains, it's the structures on the ground and they pour water out of them in a beautiful way. The fountain. The Taj Mahal with its beautiful white dome and 4 minarets. This is the dome. This is the dome. And these are the minarets. Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Has been visited by millions of years. For this reason, the Taj Mahal has now been added to UNESCO's list. What is UNESCO? UNESCO is a worldwide organization that takes care of historical places like Taj Mahal, for example. Okay, let's move to lesson number 3. You have to know these words: Wadi Ran waterfalls, the Temple of Abu Simbel, Sphinx, Siwa Oasis. We're going to skip the listening and then go to the language functions. This gray box, guys, again and again and again. It's super important to answer any question in the dialogues, or what would you say? In this unit, we're going to learn how to ask for opinions. Ask for opinions. How can you ask, what do you think of the Sphinx? What do you think of football? What do you think of the new movie? How do you feel about this movie? How do you feel about going to Paris? How do you feel about the exam, for example? So I'm asking the person in front of me about his opinion. If he agrees with me, or you agree with anybody, you can use these expressions. I couldn't agree more. I couldn't agree with you more. Or that's exactly. Or you can say that's exactly how I feel. You can say you have a point there. If you disagree, I'm afraid I disagree. I feel completely the opposite. This is how can you express your agreement or disagreements. Let's answer some questions in the review after Unit 14. Complete the text. This is a beautiful mosque in Cairo. To enter, you walk across an area with a floor made of marble. The top of the tall minaret reminds me of the shape of a pencil. 2, minaret. The roof of the mosque is a huge round dome. This is the dome, number 3. Question number 2. Rewrite the newspaper headlines using the present perfect passive. Number 1 is done for you. A fire has damaged ancient objects. Ancient objects have been damaged by a fire. Number 2. People have decided on a new list of the wonders of the world. So a new list of the wonders of the world has been decided. Number 3. What have they called the new baby? What? This is tricky. What have they called the new baby? So what has the new baby been called? What has, write this down. Number 3, what has the new baby been called? Number 4, Egypt has won the international competition. The international competition has been won by Egypt. Complete the dialogue. Fawzi, as a man made of honor, as a man made wonder of the world, what do you think of Buckingham Place in London? It's amazing. I space, choose from here. I agree more, exactly how I feel. I have a point, I totally disagree. It's not very old and it's not very beautiful either. So he doesn't agree. He said, Fawzi said it's amazing. Shadi said it's not very beautiful. So I totally disagree. Number 2, I totally disagree. Number 3, Fawzi, you space there, you have a point there. You have a point. Number 3, you have a point there. What about the Bibliotheca Alexandrina? That's a beautiful building. Shadi, yes, I couldn't agree more. I love the fact it has museums. Number 5, that space, that's exactly how I feel. Number 5, that's exactly how I feel. Let's go to Unit 15, which is technology. Of course, technology is super important, especially in our time. I'm currently using technology. I'm recording an online session for you guys. The school is uploading videos for the sessions for you guys. So the latest technology was super helpful for mankind. Let's read the text. Egypt was the first Arab country to use the internet. Now has nearly 50 million internet users. However, technology is changing all the time, so it's important to learn about the latest developments. Many jobs now require you to know how to use the social media or even the computer. Some apps, Excel, Word, PowerPoint. Some companies now use social media to advertise jobs. Advertise means like when you watch TV and you see an ad for Vodafone or Wii or Orange or Pepsi, like the ad for Pepsi with the one with that has Messi and Salah and Paul Pogba in it. Paul Pogba, Messi, Salah. I think also the one that plays in Manchester. I don't remember his name. Gabriel Jesus, I think. These ads have one job: to make the viewer buy the product. So the companies use the same idea to advertise the job, to make the people who are hunting for jobs, the people who are seeking to work at a company, go and apply. So some companies use social media to advertise jobs and to arrange interviews. So this is the latest technology. In fact, if a person didn't know how to use the social media, it might be more difficult. What is this? I used if, and then past simple, and then might plus base form, verb to be. This is called the second conditional. The second conditional, next page, we use it to talk about situations that are impossible, might not happen. These situations might not happen. Like for example, if I were taller, I'd be good at basketball, but I'm too short, so I'm not good at basketball. This is an impossible situation. I would never be taller. God created me that way. I would never be taller. So I used the second condition to talk about the situations that might not happen in the future. Look at this I were. How? I takes was, not were. This is the past simple. Why did I use were with I? This is called the subjunctive mood. Subjunctive mood is used for hypothetical situations, situations that are impossible. We change the verb with I and he and she and it. Instead of using was, we use were. Again, in the hypothetical situations, we use were instead of was. With I and he and she and it. Of course, you and we and they take were. But I, he, and she and it take were in the hypothetical situations. If you look at the structure, this is past simple, and this clause is would. I means I would, plus the base form. So you can use would, you can use might, you can use could. Those are the past of will, may, and can, the past forms. And after these verbs, we put the verb in the base form. Be, verb to be, is the base form. If I went to England, I would visit. He would visit. The same. We use might for things that it would perhaps happen. Could, would be able to. Like if we went to the beach, we could go swimming. We have the ability. So that's why we use could. Let's answer some questions. Number 2, complete these sentences. Number 2, if we all, space, love each other, the world, space, be a better place. If we loved ends with ed, each other, the world would be a better place to live in. Write down, come on. Number 3, if I was, no. If I were very ill, If I were very ill, I would go to the doctor. Number three, if you not know how to speak, if you didn't know how to speak, it would be difficult, or it might be difficult for you to travel to London. If you didn't know how to speak, it might be difficult for you to travel to London. Number five, his parents space help him. His parents would help him if he till becomes told. His parents would help him if he told them about the problems. Complete the questions. Where you go win a trip to anywhere in the world? Where would you go if you won a trip to anywhere in the world? What would you do if you lost your bag? Who would you phone if you saw, SAW, saw an accident? If you saw an accident. Saw in the American accent, saw in the British accent. What would your parents say if you didn't do well? If you didn't do well in your exams? We're going to skip the listening and study the gray box, which is the language function. How to encourage people to continue speaking. You can say, tell me more. This is the easiest one. Tell me more. Go on. Really? And then what happened? You can use one of these expressions to make people continue to talk. That's it for this video, guys, and see you in the next video.